Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for I Saw the TV Glow. This is a new film from 2024 from A24 that just hit video on demand. So I was finally able to watch it. I missed this at the theater, which is really a shame. The atmosphere that this movie builds, it just feels so deserving of a big screen experience. But I was able to watch it at home very comfortably, very nice. I do have an overall nice setup to watch movies at home. So this film is rated PG-13 with a runtime of an hour and 40 minutes. We have a Rotten Tomato score of 84% from the critics, 70% from the audience, and a Letterboxd average rating of 3.7. I think I'm pretty close myself. I haven't come down with my final number. Maybe a 3.75 would be what I would be giving it. Unfortunately, Letterbox doesn't do 0.25, so I'm gonna have to pick between 4 and 3.5. We'll get to that in a minute. So, in this film, we follow teenager Owen, who is just trying to make it through life in the suburbs when his classmate introduces him to a mysterious late night TV show, a vision of a supernatural world beneath their own. In the pale glow of the television, Owen's view of reality begins to crack. This is directed and written by Jen Schomburn. I'm not familiar with this director, but I've heard many wonderful things actually from the internet community. This film stars Justice Smith as Owen and Bridget Lundy Payne as Maddie. Boy. I'm gonna be very non-spoilery. I think this is a film that deserves you going into it not knowing much. I went into this film only having seen the poster. I never watched the trailer. I never read any reviews. I went into this super cold, and let me tell you, I don't know that anything would have prepared me for the experience that I was gonna have in that hour and 40 minutes. From the very beginning, the film envelops the audience into a pervasive sense of melancholy. The narrative unfolds with a very deliberative pace, allowing the weight of each of the moments to settle in. The characters navigate through a landscape of internal and external darkness, grappling with feelings of isolation and uncertainty. This oppressive atmosphere is not just a backdrop, but kind of a character itself, shaping the arcs and decisions of our characters. Uh, Overall, this film is a hauntingly beautiful exploration of the shadows that kind of linger on the edge of adolescence, merging a dark and somber tone with some mesmerizing visuals. Um, I think that this film really captures the fragile essence of being a teenager, like being at that age or in those ages, and it delves deep into looking into the mind of these characters, portraying a world where the lines of reality and illusion can blur. Visually, though, this film is fantastic. The cinematography just employs a palette that mirrors the soft glowing and yet the eerie glow of a TV screen, depending on like the scene that we're looking at, right? Sometimes when you're watching something on TV, that glow is very inviting, very much comforting. But sometimes when the signal goes out or when something is a ray, that glow can turn against you, really. So it's very interesting the way the lighting is used in this film. I think it creates a nostalgic ambiance, perfectly capturing the duality of both using the technology as a companion when you don't have anything, but also that can be a source of alienation. So I think just the attention to detail here with everything on the screen that was happening, I think it's what makes the film really stand out in that part of it. As the story kind of progresses, the film just kind of toys around a little bit with the characters and even maybe the audience's perception of reality, like what's going on. There's never a way to tell other than what the characters are happening. Like there's never any clues to the viewer. Only I mean maybe upon a rewatch I'll come up on something, but I feel like the protagonist's journey is really punctuated with moments of surrealism, leaving me like I was in a state of like constant questioning, like what is happening? Is this really happening? Is this something that the characters are just like maybe are just feeling like it's happening to them, like those emotions make it feel like it's real and it's more of a metaphor that we're seeing on the screen. So that definitely forces you to be engaged with the film, because you never know where the clues are going to come from, you never know where there's going to be. So Yeah, and overall, of course, this all kind of also encompasses a lot of themes of self-discovery and the struggle of trying to distinguish oneself as you grow up and as you face adversity through your teen years when you kind of feel alone or there's no connections there. Um, it's kind of a coming of age story, but it doesn't linger on that. I think it just really captures the path of discovering an identity amidst some of the external pressures from family, your job, even just school growing up. I think the characters reflect on a lot of that, and it's very much looking for a place to exist and kind of what brings you there. Obviously, this is all kind of wrapped up in this really cool metaphor of of the TV show and kind of escaping into it. I think that the themes of loneliness and searching for belonging are intricately part of our characters' lives, and that's really what sits at the core of this film. While this is categorized as a horror film, I think there are some moments that can be definitely very. It's not a jump scare movie. It's not a in your face gore type of movie. It's more of a slow burn, and I don't know if that makes sense, but I think if you're hesitant about watching this because of maybe some visuals like that are gonna come right at you, uh, I don't think that's the case. It really feels like a very unique experience. I don't know that I can compare this to anything else that I've seen. It feels almost like one of a kind. Now, granted, I'm not the person that's looking at all the kind of out there stuff, like more on the fringes of film. So maybe this is something that it's a little bit more tame than some of the other stuff. But just as far as my own taste and the stuff you see on the channel, this is pretty out there. So, uh, and I think this really, this film, unlike any other, it just feels like it's very evocative, and it challenges you to be uncomfortable a little bit while watching this, because you feel for the characters, and you also feel like you don't know what's going on at some points, and that can be very disrupting as a viewer experience. But I thought it was very, very interesting, a really cool approach to filmmaking. I just every time I watch a film like this, that it really shows me something very different. I'm in awe of like the stuff that you can do with filmmaking, and I think it's really, really cool. There's a lot of stuff that feels very nostalgic if you are of a certain age. I would say maybe like millennial to maybe or late Gen X. So I think I definitely recommend this film. A24 is a studio that I confidently recommend a lot of their films, and I confidently go into them knowing that I'm gonna have, if not a good time, definitely a good experience. So highly recommend you check this out. Like I said, there is no way I can prepare you for what this movie is gonna bring you, but definitely go check it out. It's now available on demand. If you can still find it in the theater, go check it out in the theater. Overall, it moves quickly and it's a very shortly paced film. I mean, it's a very short time film, so it's not a big requirement. So, as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.